Madam Speaker, thank you. Thank you for my point of order relates to the acting House Leader imputing motive in relation to comments from this side, which I believe to be totally out of order. Let me say, Madam Speaker, this issue arose where I, as a member, challenged the former Speaker on a ruling she made. She indicated she would seek the advice of the Attorney General on the matter, right? Having sought the opinion of the Attorney General, she didn't do so in a private capacity. She sought it because there was a dispute about how matters of this nature should be dealt with. Now, having made a ruling, which you have, right, you should share with us the opinion of the Attorney General so that we can understand the thinking behind the ruling. We have seen the Parliamentary Legal Counsel, right? And that Parliamentary Legal Counsel has a right to opine. But we have an opinion from the government's chief legal advisor, and that opinion should be shared with us. The decision that you have made goes against years of convention of how matters should be dealt with in the House. Now, having done that, I am saying, share with us the thinking, the advice provided by the Attorney General, so we can understand the conclusion that you have come to. And I don't agree that the fact that people have raised questions that the acting House Leader would consider it challenging the Speaker. These are fundamental issues about how the Parliament operates. And in that regard, we have a right to know what the opinion is. And that is what we are asking. And that opinion has not been shared.
Thank you, Member.
House Leader. House Leader, thank you. I have been observing the commentary, Madam Speaker, over the last several weeks. And as someone who has some cursory understanding of how government works, the opinions, you will have a cursory understanding very shortly as well. The opinions of the Attorney General was requested by the Speaker of the House, not by the opposition. The legal advisor to the Parliament is the Parliamentary Council. You have absolutely no obligation, Madam Speaker, to share an opinion from the Attorney General to the government, to the opposition. You may do it because of your good nature, but you have no such obligation. And we have been subjected as a country to some very disgusting and inappropriate commentary by members of the opposition about the integrity and good sense of the Speaker, and I don't believe that this House should tolerate it. I do not believe they have sought to caricature. Hold on. You can say anything where you want to say. They have sought to caricature the Speaker as hiding. They have sought to caricature the Speaker as hiding reports. They have gone on national television and radio to make the public believe.
Hold on. Press again, press again. Press your mic again, please.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. On a point of order, I rise because the member is misleading the House about what has been said on this side. And I believe that that is very unparliamentary. And I am really beneath you at this time. It should be withdrawn because you know that is absolutely not true.
Madam Speaker, the simple point I'm making is that the opinions of the Attorney General are not the opinions to the opposition. They are the opinions to the government. The opinion of the Parliamentary Council, the opinions of the Parliamentary Council are the opinions that can be tabled in the House. You have absolutely no obligation to share the opinion of the government's legal advisor with the opposition. Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I think we have heard enough. We have heard enough. We need to move on. Madam Speaker.
I think the speakers recognize me, actually. I think the speakers recognize me.
Let the opposition leader
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
speak.
Madam Speaker, the tradition in this House is that the Speaker is an umpire of the proceedings of Parliament. By convention, when the person to be elected Speaker is nominated by the governing side, the opposition side seconds that appointment. And that is what happened in your case. So when a Speaker seeks an opinion from the Attorney General, the Speaker does so as the umpire of Parliament in the capacity as Speaker of this House. And the context in which that opinion was sought was a matter that had been raised and was of some contention as to how these reports would be treated when they come to Parliament. It is in that context that the opinion was sought from the Attorney General. Having received that opinion, the right and transparent thing to do would be to share it with the members of Parliament. The members of Parliament. Everyone here on both sides, whether you're government or opposition, is neither here nor there. It is an opinion that was rendered on an important procedural matter affecting the governance of this country and its Parliament. And we have a right as members of Parliament to know the contents of that opinion and whether or not the reasoning is sound as to how the change has been implemented, as to how these reports are to be treated with. And in response to Minister, acting leader or House leader for today, I would also make the point that you have not made a ruling on the issue as to whether or not the Attorney General's opinion should be shared with us. You did not rule on that matter. We have been requesting it over time. You have been indicating that it wasn't ready or you were still reviewing it, and that is why our leader of opposition business today raised it again to say, can we see it? Because we would like to see it. My understanding is that it actually says that the prior convention was sound in law. There was nothing in the law that made it wrong for those reports to be tabled as soon as they come to Parliament. And if that is the case, why are we departing from a sound convention that is in the interest of good governance and transparency? And why would anyone want to hide the advice that the Speaker is relying on in making a ruling that affects all of us in here? It is not good policy. It is not good governance. And I ask you, Madam Speaker, as the umpire of proceedings in this House, to consider the matter in that light and to share the opinion with us, and also to consider whether we should not go back to the convention that has served this country well. Thank you, Madam.
Madam Speaker, it's, I can't believe that the leader of the opposition can, as a lawyer, can make these points. The speaker can always seek advice, as the Speaker has done in asking for the advice of the Attorney General, and having received the advice of the Attorney General, the Speaker makes a ruling, and that ruling is final. To ask what is in the Attorney General's advice to allow the Speaker to make the advice. Indeed, Madam Speaker, the advice of the Attorney General, the advice of the Attorney General chambers can be easily dismissed by the Speaker. Because, and if you need to learn. You need to learn. Members of the opposition, the Speaker is not always right. The Speaker is not always right.
but the ruling is always final. Whether right or wrong, the ruling is always final. And so the speaker having used or have the advice of the Attorney General, she doesn't have to share it. Yes. End of the matter. Can we move on, please, Speaker?